Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. So good to see some of you live. And for you who's gonna catch up on the replay, also welcome to you. This session today is called Reconnect with Yourself, and the thing we're gonna do is reconnect with ourselves. My name is Milo Solfeld, and I'm a somatic coach, and I for more than 10 years, I've been working with women, especially, reconnecting, guiding them, and showing them how to reconnect with themselves through the body with tools they can use in their everyday life. And this is the second time I'm teaching in English, so if I stumble in some of the words, please bear with me. Usually I'm doing this in Danish, so this is new for me. And also my next step. So I'm doing this to show more of the world what this is about because I think it's really important. And today I've decided to do uh, more body work, more experience for you, and do a little less talking. So I hope you are in also to feel it in yourself. I hope you are ready to be here with curiosity, and also that you are open to um, actually feel what it does to you. And that means that before we even start, we're going to have like a baseline. We're going to feel how are we in our body right now? What does it feel to move the body? It doesn't mean you have to run around the house or anything. If we do simple, small tests like we have something before, because a lot of us is used to ignoring the body's um, signs and the way it speaks to us. And when we are used to ignoring, we doesn't um, feel the difference. So when we do body work, if we doesn't have like a baseline, it can be really hard to actually use what you build into the body through the body work. So that's why it's so important for me also to get you to feel how is the body now. And then I'm going to ask you a lot of times during this session to go back and feel it again. So I hope you're with me in that. And please, if I'll just put my chat up so I can see if you write anything. Um, and if you have any questions along the way, please share them in the chat. If it's something that's concrete to what we're doing, I'm going to answer it right away. And if it's something like more in depth or something a little bit out here, we're going to take it afterwards to not like uh, mess up the moment. So I'm just going to start by telling you that the activations that we're going to do, that's my tool. That's the way I work. That's the way I teach. And that's tools that is simple to learn. They are easy to use. But like everything else, they only work if you actually do it. So, so that's on you. And sometimes that's prioritizing actually doing it. So I hope that you can get a feeling today what activations and the way I do work can help you change or shift things in your body, even in this hour we're here together. So I will invite you to just, if you have room where you can lay down, that's perfect. If not, that's okay too. You can do it sitting as well. I'm going to show most of it in laying down because that's the easiest way to do activations when you're new to it. You can do it all over, but it's the easiest way to do it. If you're sitting, please just do the tests. Stand up, sit down, feel how you're sitting in the chair, how your head is feeling, how your shoulders are feeling. Just tune into yourself and just feel, how am I right now when I get present in my body? How does it feel? Is there something that's calling to my attention? It can be tension, it can be pain, it can be the feeling of freedom. It can be all of that. There's nothing that's right or wrong. And in this session, there's nothing right or wrong. It's all just information that we can use to see if something changes. That's it. So don't think that some of it is stupid or false or anything. It's all just information, and it's good information. It's information that your body is giving you. And please, if you're brave enough to share some of the stuff you feel in the chat, please do. A lot of people are missing words for what they're feeling in their body. So maybe if you have some words you can put on yours, you can inspire all the others to recognize that and say, oh, yeah, that's what I felt as well. A lot of people can feel this difference happening, but not really put on words. So for the brave ones and for the one who's jumping in it with both legs, please just share. Yes. So if you're sitting, please just land and feel the body. Take a deep breath in through your nose, down into the belly. And if you're laying down like me, you can decide if you want your legs down. I'm just gonna bend it because otherwise I'll go out of the screen. You can see. And just take a few breaths in through the nose, down in the belly. And give yourself a minute to land in this session. Let go of the day. And see if you can be present in your body. And just do a little scan on how the body is right now. For some of you, that may be easy if you're used to it. And for some of you, you can think, what am I going to feel? And that's okay. Just feel how much of your body is touching the ground. Where do you feel tension, if you feel any? Just recognize what is the body telling you. And if not, nothing's come to mind. That's fine as well. Okay. For the one who's on the ground, please, I would invite you to bend your knees. If you can, get your feet up to where your fingers can touch the heels. If not, that's okay. It's just easier to test the same way. So if you can do that, put your feet on the ground and then lift the butt up and feel the movement. Feel where you feel it in your body. And if you are sitting, just come to standing and feel the movement there. Both of the tests are perfectly fine. But just take a minute to feel when I do this movement, how does it feel? Does it feel easy? Does it feel hard? If there's restriction, where do you feel it? It can be very different where you feel it. Some of you will feel it in the thighs, some of you will feel it in the back, some of you will feel it in the glutes, and some of you will maybe feel like having cramps or your toes is cringing or whatever. It doesn't matter, it's only information, and it's information your body is telling you on how it is feeling right now. So that's our baseline, and it's okay. You can stay lying if you're on the ground. I'm just going to sit up because it's much easier for you to see what I'm doing. So the first activation we're going to do today is activating our diaphragm, the breathing muscle that's in here under the rib cage, and it pushes down. So that's why you will hear me sometimes say, take a deep breath down in your belly. It's in the lungs, I know, but the diaphragm will do the like a stamp. It will push it down, and the movement happens like that. The diaphragm is so important for your whole body. It helps the oxygen out to all of your muscles. So, and somehow I see it as the way you plug in the system. And if it's not plugged in, you can do whatever you want. The energy won't go anywhere. So that's the most important thing, and that's why we always start there. If I have clients in my clinic, no matter what kind of pain they come with, if it's in the leg or in the foot or in the neck, we always start with the breathing, because if we can't access that, all the other stuff is it can't hold. So we need the breathing to open up and give us more capacity, and we need to use more of the resources we have in our body. So some of you may be used to doing breath work or something like that, but please try and just focus on this activation, because we want to open up the breath. And the way I activate the diaphragm and the breath is putting my fingers on my sternum. So in here, just under, where you can see you have the hole in the neck. Under that, you will feel the bony thing. It's the sternum, and you put your fingers there, and then we do some pressure. It's not like you're just going to push in, but put your fingers on it like it was butter. Let it melt a little and feel where the resistance meet your fingers. When we do this, please make sure you can keep breathing. For some of you, those activation points I'm going to show you today is going to be really sore. That's perfectly normal. It's your like defense mechanisms saying, what are you doing? I've built this for many years. Are you going to change this? Are you really sure? And we are sure, because we start the right place. So that's perfectly okay. But feel it with your fingers. And when you can feel that the pressure you are giving is almost the same as the one you're feeling in the tissue, hold that pressure and then see if you can move your fingers a bit. Up and down, from side to side. For some of you, this will be very sore. If it's too sore, take off a little bit of the pressure and keep breathing. And then move further down the sternum. And some of you will notice that it changes how it feels. It can feel bony. It can feel like it has like this layer on top of it. It can feel hard and it can feel itchy or sticky when you try to move it. And sometimes when you touch on your sternum, on the front, you can feel sensations all around. Some feel it up, some feel it in the back. That's okay. It's just showing you that this point affects a lot of places in your body. So go further down in between the breasts. And for the women, in behind the bra is often the most sore place. I don't know if we think that it's hidden there, no one will see, but that's often keep breathing in. If it's too sore to move your fingers, when I place my fingers here, I can feel it all the way in my back. And I feel, oh, this is kind of tight today. It's okay, just hold your finger, hold the pressure, and then do your deep breathing. And maybe you can feel it stretching even further under your fingers. And that stretch and that feeling sensation of a little bit of pain, that's actually what's keeping you from doing your deep breathing on a regular basis, because your body is always trying to keep you from feeling pain. So this tissue, we want to start moving, and we want to show it that it's safe to open up the breath. That's why it's so important that when this gets sore, you don't push further than you can feel that you can actually stay with the breathing. Otherwise, it will just stop the loop again. So when you go all the way down to where the ribs meet the sternum, then go out on the edge of the rib cage. So all the way down here, you can use fingers in both sides, or you can use it on the opposite side. It doesn't really matter, but be on the edge of the ribs, not under. There you can do some stretching, but it's not where the activation point is. Let's go all the way down, and the other side. This is how you can activate your breath. Please just try one more time, taking a deep breath in through the nose, down in the belly, and let go through your mouth. And just notice if anything is different. Maybe you can feel like there's more room, like there's more space for air. Maybe the flow feels easier. Maybe you don't feel the change. That's okay. Just notice whatever is happening. And then when you've done that, I will invite you to put your fingers on your belly and do a little rubbing. So you push in a little bit and move it a little bit. The thought is like if you had a balloon that you have to put air in, you would like try to make it more flexible before putting air in. Think of it as the same. You can use your fingers, and if you have like a firm pillow, one of my favorite ways to just watch television is laying here and then just moving a little bit. But you can use your hands just for now. This is just an advice for when you come back, hopefully. But then just, and you can also do it like this. It doesn't really matter how you do it. Massage the stomach. It's not that important how you do it. It's just to free some of the tissue and make it a little more flexible. When you've done that, I'll invite you to do the breathing again. And in the position you did the test before, where you had your baseline, take a breath in. Feel how the body is now connected to the floor or to the chair in whatever position you are. Just give yourself the time to notice if there's a change in the body. When you are here, if you're in the chair, please try to stand up. And if you're laying down like me, I would invite you to do the test where you lift up with the glutes again. Just see if the movement changed or the feeling doing the movement has changed. And if any one of you want to share how it felt for you, please do. Before we move on, I would love to hear how it felt in your body and in your movement. And remember to drink water either now or after we're done, because this resets a lot and some of you will come in contact with some of your basic needs. Some can be very tired, some can be hungry, some can feel very thirsty, and that's just perfect because that's a sign that you're connecting and actually feeling your basic needs again. So if that's something happening for you, perfect. Just honor it and give it what it needs. The thing people often feel is that the movement gets a little bit easier. And one is saying, I noticed the first time that I clenched my teeth. At the second time, it was much easier and did it without the clenching. Yeah. And that's great, because when I test people and test bodies in my clinic, I test for the compensation patterns. And compensation patterns is that if the body's not working as it's designed to, the muscles, other places in the body take over, and a lot goes all the way up to the jaw, making people have headaches and clenching their teeth. And just by activating the breath, you can actually change your compensation pattern and let your jaw relax a bit. So that's what's happening when you put in, plug in yourself and work from where you're actually designed to. So that's the most important activation for a start, because that's the whole fundamentals for the next part. Today, I'm also going to show you how we can activate our psoas. The psoas is one of the muscles in the body that has the most feelings. It can feel so much. It has so many sensors, and a lot of us doesn't use it at all. The psoas is also the hip flexor, so it's designed to make hip movement on its own. It's the only muscle that can bend the knee on its own. And if it doesn't do that, then the body can start compensate. The leg can, the thigh can, instead of go down here and make power and take care of the knee, it can work the other way, bend the knee, but then they need the belly and the abs to like make stabilization for it. So that can go all the way down in the toes, up in the opposite hand in the jaw, and some of you will notice that, oh, that isn't like 100% help for it. So now you just felt your test when we have done the activation of the breathing, and now we're just going to go in and activate the psoas. That's also easiest to do if you're laying down. I'm just going to show you that if you find the front of your hip where the bone sticks a little bit out, that's the point, and then your belly button, then you can see almost a line from the belly button down to the front of the hips. And in the middle of that line, you're going to place your fingers, and then you're going to push it in a little bit. And it doesn't always go deep. Some of you will notice that it's just on the skin. Some of you will notice you have to go deep in. When I was pregnant, I could feel it just on the skin, so I could activate even though I was pregnant. So it can look a lot of different, but if you feel it here, and it can be easiest accessed when laying down, take a deep breath. Take the air out, and then go in and work in this spot. This can be very sore with some of you, and some of you will feel it can be hard to do it with the fingers. For another time, it can be accessed with tools like foam roller or foam ball, but today we're just going to do it like this. Some of you will feel it like a string. You can almost like play guitar on it. And some of you will feel there's almost nothing firm there. It's just different ways the psoas has decided to not function 100%. So do it in one side and then go to the other side. So again, find the front of the hip, the belly button, and go in the middle of the line. And if you think, I can't find the spot, then go a centimeter up and try again. Sometimes because your fingers is pointing downwards, you find a spot that's a little far down. And when you find into something that's, for most, you need to look for a place that's sore. When you find that spot, hold the pressure and move your fingers around, just like on the sternum. Great. Then take a deep breath. Oh, that was just what my body needed. I even did this before I started to get into this, but me being a little bit nervous, it's shifted here. So my breathing already feels so much different. But just try to feel your breath, scan your body again, and whenever you feel ready, just do your test with the bridge or from sitting to standing. Just feel what's happening, if there's a change. Maybe you can see that I'm moving with more ease and I can actually lift myself higher. I can actually feel my glutes are working and activating now, even though we haven't even activated them yet. Could you feel a change from the activating of the psoas? Oh, sorry. The activating of the psoas is you get to activate the muscle, but if you look at it, it's also called the muscle of the soul. So when you do this, in the way I see our body and our mind and our way of living, you also get in touch with some of us with a little bit more of your own essence. And some of you will maybe not today, but if you go further in, you will also access some hidden emotions and so on. And that's totally normal. And just think of it as a way of accessing your potential. It's one saying, I could lift the butt much higher and more effortless. My body feels more alive. Yeah, perfect. When we connect those things and access the muscles so they can work the way they're supposed to, you also connect your upper body and your lower body. And that's often why the feeling of flow and described here as feeling more alive and effortless. And that's also why I call it reconnect with yourself, because when you get that feeling that you're all one, it gets so much very different to move around and use your body. So yeah, perfect. So the psoas one is very important as well. And as I said, you can do activations with a lot of different tools and integrate it even further. And that's what I'm also going to teach in my program. But for now, your hand is your magic tool. So you can do so much just with your hands. So the next, yeah, we're going to do one more because we have time for it. And that's the last one of what I call the zone one. The zone one is the breathing, it's the psoas, and then it's the glutes because they are all gonna help us move from within, move from our core. And when I say core, I don't mean our abs and like that. It's from within, from where you are supposed to have yourself and where you're supposed to start all movement from. So, like, we can, instead of imploding from being drawn together to like hold ourselves and move in a way we're not designed to, then we can actually go outwards, open up ourselves, and make room, make space for joy and excitement and so on. So maybe some of you could feel that it was easier to lift, and if you were sitting, then it became easier to go to standing. And I could feel that my glutes were already working better. But now we're really gonna wake up the glutes, and we're gonna do it in the neck. And that sounds a little weird, maybe for some of you, but it also can, for some that have a lot of neck tension, it can give you a new way of looking at your neck tension because maybe it's just your inactive glutes trying to call on you to get some help in working in a smarter way. So the way we're going to do this is you're going to put your fingers on the skull from the down. I usually do it so I put my fingers like this and then I use my thumb this way up all the way on the base of the skull. You can do it laying down, you can do it sitting up, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you don't tense in all your muscles in the neck because then it will. And most people I work with that come because they have some tension or want some relief or ease in movement, they can feel this. And most of us are used to having tension in the neck. So this is for some of you more familiar working in. And you can take your fingers up as well from the down. Go all the way up. And sometimes you can hold your fingers and move the head instead, up and down to the sides. And if you're laying down, if it's hard for you to find the spot where you can feel tension, if you're laying down, having your fingers placed on the skull, you can activate your glutes, try to lift just a little bit, and then you can see if under your fingers you can feel more tension happening. And if you can feel that, you are at the perfect spot. Maybe you can feel that it's a little to the side, then you just move your fingers a little bit. But everything on the base of the skull, like freeing the tissue there, it will go and activate your glutes. That's one of the points. The next one is here under the ears, going forward onto the jaw. So up under the ear and then forward on the jaw. And this can hurt a lot. Just do whatever you're comfortable with. You can also place your fingers and then make funny faces to get movement in it. And for some, you can feel if it's all the way up under the ear or if you go down the jaw and loosen the tension here. And those under the ears and at the jaw, actually this side is connected to the opposite side in the neck. So if you have tension in the neck and you never used those points before, and you have tension you normally can't release, then try this and see if it helps you. Often it loosens something and maybe you can get into it. But if you at the same time connects it with the glutes and actually when you activate it, do a little training so the glutes actually have more capacity, that's a way of getting rid of the neck tension as well. So if you've done it on both sides and on the skull, I'll just invite you to do a deep breath. Notice how your body feels on the ground. I can feel all the way up in my shoulders that something changed. And actually it was a lot easier to put my heels up. So I really had to move it a little further down this time. And when you're ready, try lifting again. And this always makes me smile because it feels like I've been in the gym for 12 weeks or something. Because it's not always the strength we don't have. Sometimes we just can't access the way the muscle needs to work. So if you haven't accessed this in a long time, you will get tired easier. But if you could feel that this activation made it easier to move, and you could feel your glutes activating, if you could feel you could change the movement, you have all that power within you just rubbing your neck. So you just need to keep making access and building up your capacity. So when you have activated this, when you can feel that your glutes are firing doing the bridge, then you can start strength training the glutes until they're firing, until they're working, until they're awake. Whenever you do exercises for the glutes, it's not the glutes you're working on. And the one who said that earlier that it clenched the jaw before we activated, maybe it was the jaw if she had been out strength training. So use activations as a way of accessing more power, and then use training to strengthen your body. Don't do it the other way around, because you'll just hang on to your compensation pattern and use it, and then you'll just keep going into some circle where your body needs to push harder, push through, and do even more in a way that it's not designed to. And that's why it can feel so hard moving when we're not using the right muscles. So could any one of you, besides me, I just got so curious, excited because I could feel so much change in my body. Could you feel it out there? Yes, definitely. Perfect. Perfect. The glutes are so important in our everyday life because they are the muscles that keeps us going. When we walk, we need the glutes to push us forward. The last one was amazing, the difference it made in lifting my body. Yeah. And that's the thing about activations. It's different which ones makes the most difference for people. But doing it in the sequence also makes the spots and the muscles ready for it. So it's like we're building safety with making sure we can breathe, the psoas is activated. So the sequence is somewhat important. You can use the activations just for the glutes and just for that. But if you're using it to like build capacity in your system, it's important not just to loosen somewhere without having the fundamentals in order. And that's what the zone one is. That's the fundamentals. If we have that in order and we activate the breath, the psoas, and the glutes, we will also often feel that we loosen up the tension a lot of other places in the body. A lot feels that the neck can move more freely, and sometimes it's even in the back. And when you go up and start walking after this, please notice what the body is using. My jaw and neck was very sore, and it was easier to lift the butt. Still difficult to feel the glutes activate. Yes, and that's totally okay. Sometimes it just needs a little more work. Sometimes you just need to find the right place, but practice makes perfect. And if this has just made a little bit of difference, there's so much more potential for you when you get more familiar with the work. It's simple and easy, and almost everyone can do the shifts right away. But of course, just like everything else, when you practice, when you're curious, when you test and tweak and do it a little more, you will get better at it. And that's also the case with this. Perfect. And thank you so much for sharing. It's really nice to hear that you can feel it out there, and also for everyone else to see. So sometimes one said that it was difficult to activate the glutes. Sometimes when you have a compensation pattern that has been running, maybe for years, maybe for half a lifetime, it really needs to feel safe to start moving. And sometimes it can also be necessary to do the movement really slow. Because if some of the other muscles in your body has been used to doing the work, if you do it too fast, then they will just take over. So you need to give the small, the thing that's out, in this case, the glutes, you need to give it a chance. You need to actually give it some momentum, a place to start from, without just everyone taking over. Then they can't learn it. It's just like when your kid needs to learn to put on the shoes. It doesn't learn if you put it on every time. So we need to make time and we need to make space and just start really slow. And maybe you don't need to lift at first, but just lay and then feel that you can tighten the butt and just feel like you can lift just a little bit, just feeling that your glutes are tightening. And that's fine. That is activating the glutes. You don't have to lift. If it's activating your compensation patterns, then start just by activating with no movement. We're not interested in getting the compensation patterns running. So it's different all the way, but try it that way. Perfect. Great. I will just let you know before we do the last activation for today that I'm working on a program that's going to take you through all the sequence of the body with the activations. And it's not all ready yet, but I have made a list, and because it's my first time doing it in English, I've decided to do it as a founding member circle. So it will be with limited spots and founding members prize and extra support and everything. And if you would be interested in joining, or just joining the list where I will send out the information as soon as it's ready, so that you get access to the limited spots at first, I've just shared the link in the chat. And then we're gonna do one of my favorite activations here at the end. We can make it. That's 5 minutes. We can do that. So this we're gonna do in standing, and you can go back down and test it in, oh, I'm just gonna bring this up a bit. And laying afterwards, because the one we're gonna do is stabilizing the hips. So all the way around the hips, all the muscles that works here, it's inside of the thigh, outside of the glutes, it's up in the back, and actually all the way down to the pelvic floor and all the way down in the foot. They're all in this stabilization, and we move so much better when we have a stable platform to do it from. And we need to make sure we have that in ourselves. So just to make a quick test here, you can test it as well on the floor. But when we're here, just try moving to the sides, feeling how far can I go, what feels comfortable, and maybe you can just do some circles with the hips, just feeling, oh, what movement do I have available? Where do I feel it? And then this one, this is so easy to do, and you can do it many times a day, just to ground yourself and get yourself stable and aligned. That's what it does for me. You're gonna take your magic fists, and then you're gonna, the front of the hip, as we used as a sign before, this is where we start. And then you're just gonna use your hands, and you can hit yourself, and it's okay if it's pretty hard. You can hear maybe, but all the way around the hip bone, on the top of the hip bone, onto the side, and a little bit forward into the butt. And here where the thigh is bending, move it all the way around. This is the easy way. When we go deeper, we go in with fingers or tools, but this you can do 5 times a day, and if you do this the next week 5 times a day, you will be amazed what it will do to you. So if you've done that, just shake your arms and just feel again, how does it feel to stand? How does it feel to move? And even though I do this a lot, every time I do, I get more movement and I feel a lot more safe in my body. And the thing it most certainly does is that it feels safe for me to move. I can move more. But the best thing for me is that I feel like moving more. And that's a really important thing for me because I don't like to force movement, but I love when it feels like I want to. And that's what I hope you can also take from this, that movement can feel safe, it can feel nice. It doesn't have to be something that you push to do. You can actually activate and access something in yourself that gives you more capacity for movement, so it can start to feel fun, nice, and as something that's actually feeding you with something good instead of draining you or taking all your energy. So I hope that you can feel the difference. I can see people moving. So I guess it feels pretty nice. Otherwise, I would hope you would stop. And if you want to let me know how this last one felt for you, please do in the chat. And then that is what I wanted to bring for you today. I will be open and stay here for questions if there's lovely, yeah. Questions if there's any. And if you're watching on the replay, please also just email me back or find me somewhere else and send your questions. And I could feel this last one actually gave me like a brush in the, because the flow just started moving and it felt so good. I love that, because sometimes I can feel that movement is something I need to do. And then I go activate and then I want to move. Not always the way I thought I had to, but I try to remember that if I just listen to what my body wants, that's probably also what it needs. So I hope this session could give you a new way of connecting with your body and yourself, and also give you a little new information and a way of thinking how important it is to access your inner strength and your inner way of working with your body, because you have so much capacity. And yeah, I get all moved when I talk about this. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it, and I'm just gonna read what you said. Like, I have a bigger fundament to move from and feel warm all over. Oh, perfect. I know this to just me, so no worries if it doesn't make sense. If that's any activation specific for pregnancy or to avoid during pregnancy. No, they are all just perfect to use, especially the one with the glutes. It's good because you change how your posture is, and you really need the glutes to hold you, so your back won't take it all. So the glutes are very important. You can do all of them, but with a little less pressure. So use your common sense, and there's none of them that's like dangerous in any way. But I would uh, do it a little less pressure, and then just do it a little bit more. I used it through all my pregnancy. I had to, but all the way through pregnancy, um, and especially if you're more than 3 months, you will be just fine. So just go ahead and rub your neck. Thank you so much for today. And if you have more feedback, then please let me know. It has been a pleasure. Have a great evening. Bye.